Hi, this is Terry Lee again, and this is video 8 in our Manila notebook number 1 series, and this is our steampunk notebook, or steampunk-like notebook. And what we're going to do in video 8 is a couple different things. I wanted to show you, actually this is not the order I was going to do it in, but here we go. Okay, now where these paper clips are things that I wanted to show you, or things that still need to be done, or places that things go. So like sometimes a little silver clip usually means that I need a card, and gold clips are things that are ready to go but that I don't want to put it inside or do whatever until I show you. And then there are big clips that hold together all kinds of things. So, however, the first thing we're going to do is, this was originally number 11. So if that helps you, we're going to put a notepad on here. This is our notepad with the bright blue to carry through with the blue. Okay. And then this is going to be our belly band that holds it on. I haven't stapled anything yet. This is going to be our belly band. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this band across here, and you'll notice the notepad is way too long, but we're going to wait and see exactly, because I like the writing and stuff. I'm not sure I want to cover it, so I was originally going to put this up here, but then that kind of covers our point of interest, and then you take the notebook off and there's nothing, even though we can put stuff on down here. But now I'm thinking I want to make the notebook shorter, so that we can see this stuff up here. I'm not really sure now what I want to do. I like the idea of the longer notepad though, so let's split the difference, and we'll put it right about here. And get our little pencil out. Put it across here, and then let's move it a little bit that way. I'll make a pencil mark here where I can see it, so that I know where to put it. Now, to put on a belly band is easy. You just put a little bit of glue on either end because you want it to be open in the middle. And the reason this one's going to be open in the middle is we're going to slide our night book. Well, if we're going to write it in at night, it could be our night book. But we're going to call it a notebook just because. And you want to be able to slide it down in the middle. You do want it to be glued on fairly sturdily, though. I think I just found another word that I'm not very good at saying. All right, I have to stand up to do this to see straight down, so I hope you're not seeing the top of my head. I'm trying to hold my head back. Okay, so I want it here, and there, and then lay that down over there. Whoops! And then of course I moved it. There we go. That looks straight. And I made it double wide on purpose. A lot of times you would just do one across, but I thought the theme of the book, you know, and the way it was going, that it needed two. I hope there's less muffling noises on the video this time. Last time, I think the shirt that I was wearing was kind of, you know, rubbing up against the microphone. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this all up. And I'm going to put one staple here. You're not going to see it, but this will hold it all together while we're working with it. This is the handy dandy swing line. That's about 30 years old. So if you ever want to know what brand of stapler to buy, then that's the one. Let's get, this is just 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of coffee dyed paper. This is going to be a replaceable notebook, so it doesn't matter that there's not that much on there. I was going to put 6, but then I realized that, oh, and on a side note, That's, oh, this is 4.5 inches wide, and this is, I believe, 6. Yes, this is 6 inches, and it works out to about 1.25. Just take 2 rows of those rivets, I guess we'll call them, papers that we made. Okay, now look, the offcut of that makes a perfectly good notebook as well, or notepad as well, and look how big it is. So I'm very tempted to staple it together and use it, and then the offcut at the bottom will make a smaller notepad too, and I can just set it to the side and use it in another project. And the same with the offcut when we have that. Okay, so now this is going to slide using the cardstock. Oh, this is cardstock. So it's a little bit heavier than, it's construction paper. All right, so it's going to slide behind here and go all the way down. Now it's going to have more staples in that, so don't worry, that's a little floppy. Okay, so now when we get it straight in there, then we can measure how long we want it. So let me put it on camera, that would be helpful. And then we're going to measure about down to here. Okay, and we'll take it back off. Normally you could just measure it, but I wasn't sure, you know, measure it ahead of time, but I wasn't sure where I was going to put that, so that's why I waited. So let me cut that really quick. Let me put the lid on the glue really quick. That bottle has to last me the rest of the month, so let's make sure we don't dry the bottle out. Let's not throw the baby out with the bottle, huh? Oh, my jokes just keep getting worse and worse. Okay, we're going to line this all up. Now, it's only held by one staple, so it can slide a little bit. So let's make sure we have a good grip on it. Okay, grab that all together, and look, you have another little notepad. This one I might use. And I can use the piece of construction paper over again as the back. We're not wasting the construction paper when we use up our notepad. So let's see. Well, that looks good. Okay, so now the other thing we're going to do to finish off the notepad is we're going to glue this on the top. And we're not going to just glue it to the front, even though we could. I'm going to try to bend it. See if I can do it evenly. Try to bend it. Maybe if I use my scoreboard, that would help. Let's try that. Lay the scoreboard right on top of everything else. This is not the professional way of doing it. However, it looks like it may work. Although, it doesn't look like I'm going to be bending over. Yeah, it looks like I will. Let me score it. Because you see, I wanted this row to be the row of the rivets. You see what I mean? And I'm trying to decide, since that's the same size as that, I'm trying to decide if I do actually want to cut the edges off. I'm not really sure. But all we're going to do, now that we've folded this, is we're just going to slide the notepad in here. Oh, we'll have to, unless I center it perfectly. And then we're just going to put 2 staples in it. It's our industrial look. Make sure we've got it capped down. And put one on each side. Then we've got the one, let's see, right about here. Well, that's a little crooked. Now, let's see what happens if we do it this way. If we've matched the width up, because then it would look like 3 rows of the rivets. Well, How do you like that? Now we have our notepad. I'm going to leave it since it lines right up and the notepad is in the center. I have absolutely no idea how that managed to work. I just want to say. So now the other things on my list, depending on how quick that went and whether I had to do it twice, is that, I wanted to show you a couple of things. I got this image off of Pinterest. Now remember, you have to be careful and make sure that it's not copywritten by someone. But I decided my theme on this as I was going along and using the papers was the hot air balloons. So kind of like a travel, but hot air balloons, and the blue butterflies. So I've been carrying the blue throughout, the blue. And then on this image here, you can see that she's wearing her flying hat, like one of those leather with the goggles. And this is traveling clothes back in the day. And you got a key. And this one is just your standard corset, but you've got the blue carried in. So this is the pocket that we made earlier that goes on number 12. And we covered the back. And we cut the end off. I don't know if we remembered to re-ink it after we cut it off on camera, but you need to do that. Oh, and I printed it out, and I printed the back with a coffee stained picture, or a picture of coffee stained paper. Sorry about that. I just stepped on the mic and pulled it right off my shirt. Let's see if I can clip it back on. Okay. Sorry about all that craziness. I don't even know what that's going to sound like. Anyway, so we're going to stick it in here, and like I showed you before, I put one of the tabs on. So we're going to stick it in here with one of the tabs, and it'll stick out like that. Now, we still haven't decided, or I still haven't decided whether, I think I'm just going to put ephemera on that. I don't think I'm going to cover it. We have a lot going, I know Steampunk has a lot going on, but I think a lot going on, I want to match the a lot going on this one. This is the next thing we're going to do. We're not going to do the decoration right now. Don't get all excited. This is the piece I showed you earlier from the kit. Let me see if I can get it without that background. And I actually put coffee stained paper on it. This is the one that I showed you, I believe, how to put the tab on. I lined this up with these rivets here. However, we forgot to cut the end of this to make the pocket. And I'm going to try to do it with all this stuff on here. I don't want to lose all my stuff that's paper clipped on. We're just going to cut the very edge. So let's see if we can do it without cutting any ephemera. And then remember, we'll have to re-ink this a little bit. Look how thin that is. That's as thin as it's thinner than the bookmaker's thread, bookmaking thread. I'm rather impressed with myself on that one. I've been using my camera when I've been laying this stuff out and taking pictures so that I can turn the camera on and go back and look at the picture. Some people do it with their phones. I have a new phone, and I haven't really played around with it that much. I'm pretty sure taking a photograph and looking at a photograph is probably the easiest thing to learn on a new phone. I really like it. On a side note, you can get them on Amazon, and the brand name is Blue, B-L-U. And this is the third one that I've had. Not because something went wrong with it and I had to exchange it or anything like that. I just like them, and when mine gets 2 or 3 years old, I get a new one. So, because I don't have a house phone, I only have a cell phone. So I'm going to make sure it works good. Anyway, so when we're looking at the notebook, when it's closed, well, this is looking good, kids. I'm starting to like it. It's starting to make me feel as happy as winter in Victoria. Okay, so we're going to put this card in here. Oh, look at him go. Oh, it's the paper clip. Look at him go right in there. Just like that. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. We'll decorate this in a little bit. And we're going to add the card to number 12. Now this was number 12. Remember we put the tuck on there. Let me take my reminder clip off. Now I was trying to decide whether I want to put something on there or not, and I do. So what I've decided to do, oh, I don't think I inked that. I was an inking fool before I turned the camera on. Sorry about that. Normally I have everything all, or I try to, except for the last couple of videos. I think I've found things that I forgot. But this kind of a industrial schematic thing kind of goes along with this. And this is our galaxy, so who knows where we're going to fly off to in our hot air balloon. Our mechanical hot air balloon. Remember, we have these cards, right, as ephemera. Then I also have cut out this from the paper. I have this ephemera that says beware of airship pirates in the vicinity. I found this on Pinterest. This came from the kit and I just cut it out. It was one of these, and I cut the hot air balloon out. I have another card that I made, hot air balloon. I'm not going to do that too much though. Got some other stuff. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. I'm going to show it all to you. I probably have way more ephemera than I need, but I would rather have more. Oh, I found this and I might make a pocket out of it. It says Victoria Designs Gazette. This is probably not copyright free, but we're using a Victoria Designs kit. So I'm going to ask and make sure if it's okay if I use that one image. Because it really works with what we're doing. We got a flying clock in here somewhere, and we got hot air balloons. Everybody's flying everywhere is all I'm saying. We're traveling. So that's going to be my theme. Oh, and our blue butterflies that are flying around throughout the book. That's the other thing I was doing between that video 7 and this video, is fussy cutting blue butterflies of all different sizes. Little bitty ones, great big ones. We got blue butterflies for everywhere. So now what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this on here just to have something on the page. Oh, this is a image from Pinterest that was copyright free. And I printed it out with double-sided with the coffee stained paper graphic on the back. And this one is a piece of the paper, see the airships, from the kit. So it was just part of one of the pages, and I made a card out of it. And on the back, I just scruffed it up with the tea-dyed, tea-dyed ink. I couldn't remember if it was tea something else or tea-dyed. So those are the two cards that are going to go in our tuck. So let's glue this on. I'm feeling a little chatty this morning. It's actually 8 o'clock, which is very late for me to be filming, but fortunately for you, that means I've had enough coffee to sink a ship. I wonder what would happen if we made this into a belly band and stuck the cards on through it. That's upside down. I'm going to make sure to put it on there right side up. If I made a belly band and slid the card, no, we're just going to stick it on there because it's not the right size. That would be kind of cool though, have it go under the belly band and into a tuck. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a diving maneuver. He's doing a triple back belly band into a tuck with a 3/4 twist. Used to watch diving. It's fascinating to me, the dives that these people can do. It's amazing. I just kind of put that on there to have something on there, which I try not to do. But that big empty space was just bothering me. I thought it was going to be cool and good and fine, and then I decided I didn't like it. Plus, it ties in with the stripy page we made here. I did decide to permanently put this dial in here as part of the ephemera, but we're going to put more ephemera in that pocket. Oh, I might as well show you this since we're right here on the page. I made a card out of a piece of the page. I can take that paper clip out. All right, that was one of the tea-dyed ones. We're going to put that in there, and I've put the tab on it that matches. All of the tabs in this project are pieces of this little rivet, so that goes in there. Okay, now this is dry. So now we can put our 2 cards in here. I think since this one's plain, not really plain, but plainer, we'll put that underneath. And then we'll put this card in on top. Okay, so I believe, yep, glue the strip of cutoff to number 12. We're at 21 minutes. Very good timing. We made our notebook. Okay, we added a couple of cards. We cut this off, inked it, and added a card. We had a good chat, nice chat. We looked at some other cards. Whoops, no, there's a paper clip to remind me. Here's the other tea stain card that we made earlier, and I put the tab on it and put it in here. We did this card here. We got more done than we thought. We talked about some graphics. Okay. All right, so that's the end of this video, video 8, and I will see you in the next video. I know this seems to be ending up to be a long series, and I will see you in the next video, and that'll be a second for you and a day or so for me. Bye-bye.